I was going to say fun. That's why I said that so slowly and insincerely sounding. But it's not a fun record.
Hello, VC. Plastic Eric here. Plastic Soundwave Cult here for a late edition of Collection Connection, the game that's just an excuse to talk about music. It's a game that I play with my brother Bryce over on Good Show Ponsonby. Ponsonby? I do my pick every Monday. He finds a connection to that and does one on Thursday. Then I find a connection to that one and do it on Monday. I think you get the point here. All the regulars get it. This is just for the new people that we have to do every time. For the new people. Hi, new people. So my brother, in his last pick, showed Neutral Milk Hotel, the airplane over the sea. I'm gonna make sure I call that right. In the airplane over the sea, a concept album that I believe, if I understand it correctly, deals with Anne Frank, and so interesting record. I think I see the theme running through it, but I've only listened to it once so far. But I would listen to it again. It had some. The first couple of songs were really good. The King of the Carrot Flowers, parts 1, 2, and 3. That was actually a good song, and most of the songs I enjoyed while I listened to it. But I'm definitely going to have to listen to it again in more deeper and clearer mind. But it is a concept album, and so in order to keep this simple, I went with probably the most famous concept album, The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Released in 1967 on Parlophone. Yeah, it's hard to concentrate, man. Yeah, it's one of those days already. So, this came out. Now, the concept album had already happened before this came out, but this is considered the first pop rock concept album. I believe Arlo Guthrie had done a concept album. Frank Sinatra had done some concept albums. What defines a concept album? It's either like a lyrical theme, or in some cases, it's just a certain amount of excellence in an album, I guess. It's a very subjective meaning for the concept album. And this one, famously, is the favorite of many people. I have the 1983 version here, so it's the MoFi version, which I've heard a few channels say that this is the worst version of that album you could have. I listened to it. I think it's fine. I wish the label was a little bit different on it, and it didn't have this thing on the top. But for the most part, it's everything else that's with the original album here. Of course, this album broke a lot of ground. First album put all of the lyrics on the back cover. Or I don't even know if lyrics were a thing by then. I'm not sure. But I've heard that it's the first time that's been put on the back cover. They thought that was crazy. But also that it might be the first time that they just added lyrics to an album anyways. But I'm not positive on that. What else did they do to make this a special album? Well, there's the last song for starters, A Day in the Life. And I think that that's what the concept around the whole album is a day in the life of people. And it ends with A Day in the Life. And at the very end of that, when you get to the end of the album, it does have a lot groove in it at the end that, because I also have a CD So on the CD, it's a little bit more complete. It says, "How could there be any other? How could there be any other?" Whereas this one, "How could there be any?" And then it goes, "Ha ha ha. How could there be any? Ha ha ha." So it has a thing at the end of that. One of the other things that I heard that's on here is Paul McCartney blows a dog whistle at the end of A Day in the Life. Um, I don't hear it on this one, but I do have, like I said, the CD, which has the lock groove also in it. But the CD, I can hear that dog whistle. Barely, but I can hear it. I don't hear it at all on this thing. So I don't know if that's part of the MoFi process or, I mean, I don't have special hearing or anything like that. But I can hear, like, I know when bats are around, I can hear the chirps of bats. And I'm surprised that I can hear some really high tones, even though I'm old and deaf. And when somebody's talking right in front of me, I can barely hear what they say. But I can hear really high tones, so it doesn't make any sense. But Fab Four is probably their most famous album. You know, we got the Paul is Dead story here, kind of woven in, where he's showing his back because they didn't have a suitable replacement, or the replacement hadn't been enough to, up until this time, Paul didn't have a mustache, so they had to have a mustache. Though I think he was in a car accident and had a scar, and that's why he wore the mustache for a while to cover up the scar. But yeah, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I think I made this one a really long one without really saying anything at all. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on to Bryce. I'm hoping he does well, and I should have this on a better time schedule next week. Like I said, it's just been a weird weekend. So it ain't just about the music, man. It's about other things too, Until next time, bye.